where did you first meet Andre the Giant? Because I understand you two were fairly close.
The first time I ever met Andre the Giant was when I decided to get into professional wrestling. He came to Texas and he was wrestling in San Antonio, and I had to referee his match. And I just, they didn't smart me up. Even as a wrestler, they didn't smart me up, and I was scared to death of Andre. But we became close. Then when I went to Atlanta, and he flew into it, into Atlanta to do all the battle royals. He would do like 2 or 3 weeks of battle royals in Atlanta. Only told me to go pick him up at the airport, and I had a little Granada, and I picked him up, and I picked David Von Erich, who was about 6'6", 6'7", and Andre was in the front seat, and my little Granada had bucket seats, and Andre gets in the car and he leans back and he breaks my seat, so I ended up having to trade my car in. Uh, but if Andre liked you, he liked you. If he didn't like you, I mean, you'd know. And he liked playing cards with me, and I enjoyed playing cards with him. We played gin rummy or we played cribbage, and you had to keep Andre entertained.
Did you ever go out with him to eat or drink?
Yes, I did. Yeah, but I didn't try to keep up with him.
What was the most you ever saw him drink in a sitting? Because we've heard many stories over the years.
Well, I didn't experience it, but I heard that he had 116 beers. But if you see him hold a beer, it looks like a shot glass, in his hands. I mean, his hands were like, I mean, they were like catcher's mitts, like a paw, and uh, he was a big man, and he drank all the time. From what I understand later on, Arnold Skolin in New York, I found out that the reason he was drinking so much is because he was in so much pain. I didn't realize, uh, what his body, the change of his body with the disease that he had was going through, but supposedly it was pretty painful.
Would they allow him to drink in the dressing room in those days? Would it be no big deal if he wanted to do that?
Yeah, yeah, Andre could do it, whatever he wanted to do. I mean, but I mean, the guy was a businessman. He always went in the ring. He was always there, and he always performed.
Is it true that he really held something against Big John Studd?
Uh, I I just know for a fact that I remember we were doing the TV taping, and one of the top matches there was Andre against John Studd. They had a feud going on. The Giants. I from what I understand, I heard rumors. I don't know if it's true or not, but he wasn't too happy when John Studd started going in the ring. Climbing the top rope. Because up until then, Andre was the only one who ever climbed over the top rope. But man, I remember Andre, having the finish and chasing John Studd, and I mean John Studd would go through the locker room and he'd keep on running. He'd leave the building. No, he Andre wasn't anybody to mess with.
I understand that it was Andre that got you your job in the WWE for your long run that you had there.
Well, I was in. I started out in Georgia. I went to Charlotte. Then I went to Amarillo, Texas. That's where I went to college, and they, uh, Blackjack Mulligan and Dick Murdoch promised me they were going to give me a big, big push and make me an intercontinental star. And when I get there, by that time I had been in the business, close to 2.5, 3 years, but I knew the business. And my first TV taping was against Stan Lane, and he was also coming in new, and Dick Mulligan wasn't there, and I believe Mulligan did want to give me a big push, but Dick Murdoch was a baby face, and he probably wanted to make sure that I didn't get over. So I go on my first TV taping, and he made me and Stan Lane go 10-minute draw. And I realized, I said, if they're going to give me a big push, 10-minute draw on TV with an unknown, you know, it's not the way to go. I only lasted about 2 months there. And Andre came by. Uh, Again, like I said, Andre would come in and business would pop because he would start doing the battle royals all over the place. And by that time, I had become close friends. Whenever Andre would be around, he'd travel with me. I would pick him up at the airports. I would drive him around. I'd hang out with him at night. He even stayed in my apartment, and I let him sleep in my bed. I told Andre that I wasn't happy, that they were treating me like crap and lying to me, and I wasn't happy there. And I had no idea that him and Mario Savoldi gave him a tape, and he brought it to. He was on his way to New York. I didn't even know that, and he showed Vince Senior a tape of me. So, as you know, in this business is very hard to make it, but it's who you know. If you have somebody that has power and can help you, that's the easiest way you're going to make it. It's very hard to make it totally on your own.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Support us on patreon.com for $1.99 a month to watch our full shoot interviews ad-free and help our channel grow. Follow us on Twitter at the Hannibal TV for instant updates.